Megyn Kelly attacks Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, blasting Meghan for calling Prince Harry a husband. Also, Megyn Kelly attacks Prince Harry, abusing Prince Harry, and also abuses Meghan. Some things I cannot say in this podcast. However, someone called Chameleon, asked me to talk about this in this channel. Now, Chameleon posted a comment to me on our YouTube channel and asked me to talk about this. She said this, and I quote, "Brion, you need to call out Megyn Kelly in your live videos. She has a show in New York and she keeps bashing the Duchess of Sussex every chance she gets. Just today, to the New York Post, she bashed Meghan Markle for referring to Harry as her husband in her podcast. I see nothing wrong with that. After all, Harry is a husband." Kelly even referred to Meghan as a commoner. We all know that Kelly is another Piers Morgan, Chameleon said under our comment section on this YouTube channel that I wanted to address today what Megyn Kelly said. My family, first of all, I want to start by saying what Christopher Bowsey said on Twitter about Megyn Kelly. Now, Christopher Bowsey, posted a tweet saying this, and I quote, "So now Megyn Kelly is getting on the anti-Meghan Markle bandwagon." And what Christopher Bowsey did is very interesting. He attached a screenshot of the videos that Megyn Kelly has made on her YouTube channel and said this, talked about this, saying this, that let me just talk about a sample of the videos that she has made on YouTube. Like this one, for instance, Meghan Markle's rise and lies, and Stacey Abrams' vulnerabilities with Mike, blah, blah, blah. Another one, Georgia Black and Latino voters turning on to GOP and Stacey Abrams. Why our culture is to blame for Meghan Markle's current persona. Another video, the obsession with college, an alarming number of young men, blah, blah, blah. Megyn Kelly details the many lies of Meghan Markle, Duchess of Sussex. Meghan Markle's constant need to portray herself as a victim. Meghan Markle latest deal or not deal complaint she knew, blah, blah, blah. That is something which, a screenshot of the videos that Megyn Kelly has made on her YouTube channel that Christopher Bowsey compiled. And what's interesting is when she talks about anything other than Meghan, she gets the lowest number of views. She gets the lowest number of views. When she talks about anything on her YouTube channel that has nothing to do with Meghan, she gets the lowest number of views. When you see a video that is hateful that she has made towards Meghan, she gets 320,000 views. When she speaks about college students, she gets 33,000 views. When she speaks about, elections in America, she gets 14,000 views. When she talks about Meghan, 320,000 views, 61,000 views. My family, that gives you a rough idea of what this is about. Someone once said this: the Meghan Markle hate industry is a multi-billion-dollar, enterprise. Too many people are making money out of it. Too many. The UK Carnival of so-called experts. Megyn Kelly herself was invited to GB Propaganda News, an outlet whereby Eamon Holmes spread death threats towards Meghan and Prince Harry on live TV. She was there to, like someone from America, like an American journalist coming to British media to talk about Meghan a right-wing media outlet, she is also right-wing. Based on what I've seen even, in this screenshot, she supports the GOP, that is the Republican Party. And my family, from what I've seen, these individuals are making a lot of money from talking about Meghan, spreading lies and hate against Meghan, and even from being abusive towards Prince Harry and Meghan, but especially towards Meghan. Remember, Meghan is the target. Meghan is the target. And that's what is common from the so-called carnival of so-called experts and even from Megyn Kelly. Their target is clearly Meghan. And my family, this person called Megyn Kelly, has a history of racism. She has a history of racism. And even when you Google Megyn Kelly racism comments, you have articles whereby their headlines read, Megyn Kelly had a history of racist claims long before blackface and NBC. That's from USA Today media outlet. NBC News, Megyn Kelly apologizes for questioning why wearing blackface is considered racist. CNN, Megyn Kelly's blackface comments show her true face. And also, there is another media outlet that even has this, called News One, says this, Megyn Kelly's most racist comments. Imagine that as a headline for your article. Megyn Kelly's most racist comments. My family, that is enough to tell you what this is about for Megyn Kelly. She is a Karen who can't stand to see the fact that Prince Harry, a white dude, fell in love with a biracial black woman. And after falling in love, Meghan refused to take abuse and racism so that she can, earn taxpayer money and be called, a princess in the UK and all of that stuff, have that tiara. Meghan refused all of that. And like many Karens, they just can't stand to see Meghan happy. Imagine being angry that a husband, Prince Harry, Meghan's husband, that Meghan refers to Prince Harry as a husband. Imagine being angry at that. And I talked about this initially. Tell me you're jealous without telling me you're jealous. Tell me you are a Karen without telling me you are a Karen. Megyn Kelly is a married woman. A married woman. Imagine a husband hearing this, that your wife, his wife, is on a YouTube channel showing her jealousy towards another woman because another woman called her husband. Imagine that, my family. Imagine that. Because that's exactly what has happened in this situation. My family, so I took the liberty of going through some comments on this issue. And when I woke up, I saw these comments under media outlet Access that say this. Allow me to read a couple of comments on this matter. Someone called Jocelyn Richmond said this: you will never have this opportunity to marry a prince, Megyn Kelly. Someone said that. Someone called V said, so Meghan can't refer to her own spouse as her husband? That's the equivalent of the UK press being annoyed at Meghan for touching her pregnant belly. You know what? Which reminds me of how the UK press were angry that Meghan was cradling her baby bump. And they mocked Meghan for cradling her baby bump. And even when you look at Megyn Kelly, I'm sorry that I have to show her face today. And it just tells you who this person is. Megyn Kelly is very much racist. And media outlets from CNN to NBC all agree with me. She is indeed very much racist. There's even an article whereby, the headline reads, Megyn Kelly's top racist comments. Imagine that. From Trayvon Martin to Naomi Osaka, Megyn Kelly's top racist moments. And I'll attach that article on this YouTube video for all of you to just read for yourself. But let me read a couple of, racist comments that she has made, in the past. And this is how the article reads, for instance. Let me read you just, to get you a rough idea of this person, Megyn Kelly. And I get that this upsets you, because it does also piss me off. Megyn Kelly has never met Megyn. Never. And she will never meet Megyn in her entire life. Never. However, then why are you abusing someone you have never met? Some Karens like Megyn Kelly can't stand seeing black people in positions of influence. She just can't stand it. She can't. And that tells you who this woman is. And honestly, when I saw this, it pissed me off. It made me angry, made me upset, because I am a human being. I am a human being. It makes me upset also to see what I have seen. And my family, it just pisses me off to see that these people are making money out of abusing Prince Harry and Meghan. It's wrong and totally unacceptable in the world that we live in. However, this is what we see every single day. A bitter Karen upset that a black woman called her white husband. My family, these individuals can't even control their racism in public. And our friends give you a rough idea of who Megyn Kelly truly is. Because she's friends with Dan Wootton, the same guy who wrote an article that, as a monarchist, he believes that members of the royal family should be whiter than white. And you know what who that reference was meant for. It was meant for Megyn, a clear dig towards Megyn. And then someone like Megyn Kelly, with a history of making racist comments, so much so that even a website, a media outlet, practically has to, have this on its title. Megyn Kelly's top racist moments. A media outlet has to have that on its headline. From Trayvon Martin to Naomi Osaka, Megyn Kelly's top racist moments. Family, how bad do you have to be for even someone to talk to you about this? I mean, for even someone to even write an article about your racist comments and listen to the top moments whereby you've made racist comments. My family, that tells you who this person is, who Megyn Kelly is. And I'm saying this to you for you to understand where this woman is coming from, where Megyn Kelly is coming from. And it's something that we become so accustomed to. Karens who are so upset that Prince Harry fell in love with a black woman and that he loves her and that he protects her from the farm itself, from the monarch itself, from the UK press, who are so upset that Prince Harry fell in love with a black woman. They can't stand it. They can't control the racism even in public. They can't. They openly show it. Now allow me to read you some of the Megyn Kelly's top racist moments according to this media outlet News One. Now, it reads like this. Megyn Kelly is back in the news again for all the wrong reasons. My family, that tells you who she is. The one-time TV host turned disgraced conservative show media troll. I love this article. The one-time TV host turned disgraced conservative social media troll. That's who she is. That's who she's always been. And a Karen can't stand seeing a black woman happy. You know, my family, you as a person of color, you're living a life peaceful, minding your business, calling your husband, and then you have a Karen coming to you and say, I just can't stand that she was always calling Harry, a husband. I mean, seriously. The jealousy from this Karen, the jealousy. They can't stand it. They can't control the jealousy in public. I mean, come on. They can't stand to see Meghan happy with a prince whom they thought somehow would perhaps marry one of them. They can't. Prince Harry will never look at you, Megyn Kelly. Never. And my family, let me just continue this first of all. The one-time TV host turned disgraced conservative show media troll has already been outed as all but a white supremacist. What with her previous views on blackface, her privileged views on blackface, but now Kelly has turned her clear anti-black agenda in the direction of Naomi Osaka by mocking the young tennis stars to the issues with anxiety to supposedly catch her in some non-existent double standard about the media. Kelly's endgame to social media attacks on Osaka was unclear, but Osaka made it very clear what she would do: block Kelly on social media. Don't believe she's a dangerous racist? Here are her greatest hits. On Naomi Osaka is the first example. The mostly one-sided brief back and forth started. This part. The mostly one-sided attacks. Once again, I told you, Megyn Kelly has never met Meghan. She'll never meet Meghan in her entire life. But somehow, these people who have never met Meghan in their entire lives believe that they know about Meghan, more about Meghan than Meghan even knows about herself. That's what they believe. And these attacks are normally one-sided. For instance, like Piers Morgan, for instance. That guy says that he met Meghan once. And since then, he has spent his time harassing Meghan, day in, day out. The same person, according to court documents, obsessed over the late Diana, had a fixation towards Harry's mother, over her relationship with Major James Hewitt. It's all court records. And fast forward, he's obsessed with Meghan. And for years now, he has been involved in a one-sided fixation towards Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry's wife. After obsessing over Harry's mother, then he obsessed over Harry. Now it's Harry's wife. My family, it's always, one-sided attacks. One-sided. Harry and Meghan never attack these people. Never. However, they always feel like they just can't stand the fact that, a white prince in an all-white institution married a black woman. They can't stand it. They just can't stand it. And my family, so this mostly one-sided brief back and forth started when Kelly sneak attacked Osaka and tried to call her out for appearing on the cover of Sports Illustrated annual swimsuit issue. Osaka had previously announced she was taking a break from the press to prioritize her mental health. So Kelly, grasping for some kind of gotcha moment, tweeted the tennis star was a hypocrite for appearing on the magazine's cover. Osaka, ever the ready, returned Kelly's weak serve with a monster forehand of a response that legitimately questions Kelly's journalistic acumen in fields that she has worked in for nearly 20 years. And Naomi Osaka told Megyn Kelly this: "Seeing as you are a journalist, I would have assumed you would have taken the time to research what the lead times are for magazines. If you did, that you would have found out I shot all of my covers last year." Boom. Osaka said in a since deleted tweet. Instead, your first reaction is to hop on here and spew negativity. Do better, Megyn, Naomi Osaka told Megyn Kelly on Twitter. Once again, this is an example of the fact that they just can't stand, a black woman in a position of influence like Naomi Osaka. They can't stand it. They can't stand it when they see a black woman setting boundaries with her mental health. They can't stand it. They can't control themselves from spewing their hate and negativity. That's how Piers Morgan is. That's how Dan Wootton is. That's how Megyn Kelly is. These individuals have always maintained they are not racist. However, they have never been able to hide their racism to the article they write, to the comments they make. So much so that Megyn Kelly has an article, titled Megyn Kelly's Top Racist Moments. A media outlet has even had to compile her top racist moments. Think about that for a second. Let me switch quite forward to what Megyn Kelly said about, Santa. Santa. Now, Megyn Kelly said that Santa and Jesus are white. Yup, that is what she said. Allow me to just play you that clip kindly. Allow me to play you that clip. On December 2013, that is what she said.
Santa Claus should not be a white man anymore. And when I saw this headline, I kind of laughed, and I said, "Oh, this is so ridiculous." Yet another person claiming it's racist to have a white Santa, And by the way, for all you kids watching at home, Santa just is white, but this person is just arguing that maybe we should also have a black Santa. But, Santa is what he is, and just so you know, we're just debating this because someone wrote about it, kids. Okay, I wanted to get that straight. But Jedediah, when I read the piece...
My family, you've heard from our own lips. And also, my family, let me fast forward also to another incident whereby she said this. Megyn Kelly did not understand why blackface is offensive. In her most recent rant, she claimed blackface was not racist. Say this, and I quote, "What is racist? When I was a kid, that was okay so long as you were dressing up as a character. No, it was never okay." She has since apologized, but considering her long history of racism, we obviously question the sincerity. My family, when people like this make racist comments and then apologize, know one thing: they don't mean it. And listen to this kindly.
You still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist?
You still be able to dress like a moron.
But what is racist? Because truly, you do get in trouble if you are a white person who puts on blackface for Halloween, or a black person who puts on whiteface for Halloween. Like, back when I was a kid, that was okay as long as you were dressing up as like a character.
If somebody feels like something is offensive to them, then you should say it, and that's fair game.
Yeah,
and you should be able to take it if you're going to dress up like that.
Yeah, you got to be able to take it.
Yeah, one of the things I mentioned is people dressing up like Nazis and this. If you think it's offensive, it probably is.
Yep.
And one of my big complaints just about society right now is whatever happened, and I know how you were raised. I don't know how you were raised, but
That's questionable.
Yeah. Whatever happened to just manners and polite society?
On Halloween, you've got guys running around with fake axes coming out of their head.
But what I'm saying
it's gonna be jarring.
Right, but what I'm saying is, in polite society, someone who's raised would not think that dressing as a Nazi is okay.
And I don't need the
or painting somebody. I mean, I think that there are limits to how far you want to go.
But we
You're
should
making
know.
people feel bad.
But I'm saying normal people kind of know where that line is.
Yes, right.
I mean, I have a son that dressed as a fireman with an axe and then insisted on carrying the axe around for like a week.
Well, there was controversy on the Real Housewives. There was a controversy on the Real Housewives of New York with Luann, as she dressed as Diana Ross, and she made her skin look darker than it really is, and people said that that was racist. And I don't know, I thought, like, who doesn't love Diana Ross? She wants to look like Diana Ross for one day. I don't know how, like, that got racist on Halloween. It's not like she's walking around
I
in
have
general.
not seen it.
You have watched it. Me
And
too.
by the way, I haven't seen the other,
too.
but if she really wanted to look like Diana Ross, she should have dressed as Michael Jackson. Because they...
I don't know. I can't keep up with the number of people that...
just come on, we're already in the deep end.
Literally. I can't keep up with the number of people that we're offending just by being, like, normal people.
My family, she thinks that this is normal. Megyn Kelly thinks that that is normal. I want to remind you of one thing. If you just research, you know one thing. Blackface was used by white people on TV to mock people of color, mock black people, insult them, demean them. That is how it was used by white people. And that's why it is not okay for them to think that it's okay to put on, blackface. It's not okay. It is not okay. It is unacceptable. It is unacceptable. It is racist to do that. And my family, that gives you a rough idea of who Megyn Kelly truly is. This person is not a good person with a good heart. Megyn Kelly is not a good person. And I want to say that, 100%. This person, Megyn Kelly, also said this, that no problem, with, let me just not even mention that. Let me attach the article for you to read for yourself, for you to see who this person truly is. And that will give you a rough idea. You want to talk about the face of racism? Megyn Kelly has that face. She's the embodiment of what white supremacy is. They feel in the notion that one race is superior to the other, so much so that Santa can't be black, according to Megyn Kelly. That's what she said. Her own comments, which I played for all of you to hear yourself. My family, and that is the definition of white supremacy. And that's why Megyn Kelly is upset and angry at Megyn. Because in the eyes of someone who's racist, you are condemned by the fact that the color of your skin condemns you. In the eyes of someone who is racist. Megyn Kelly has never met Megyn. I can tell you one thing. She would never handle a fraction of what Megyn had to handle. Never. Never in her entire life can she ever be able to handle a fraction of what Megyn has had to go through. Never. Never. I can tell you that 100%. If the people, that abuse Megyn in the manner that they do, harass her, whatever, subjected to what they put Megyn through, I can tell you, they could never ever handle it. And we have spoken about this, so I don't want to speak more on this. Because initially, I used the example of someone called, Victoria Arbiter, who did a YouTube video whereby with people and commented on an interview, the Oprah interview that had not even taken place. They were exposed as liars. And Victoria Arbiter later on said that she couldn't leave her house for months. That, her eyelashes fell off. Why? Because she was exposed as a liar. Yet she expected Megyn to take the abuse, the lies being told about her every single day for years. That Victoria Arbiter. So I can tell you, these individuals like Megyn Kelly will never handle a fraction of what they dish out towards Megyn. Never. Now, Megyn Kelly was fired from NBC after controversial blackface comments that I just showed you. She was fired. And this woman has a history of making racist comments. So much so that an article has been written about her top racist moments. That's how racist she is. My family, and I'm saying that as a fact because that is who Megyn Kelly is based on evidence already on full display. I'll attach the article for you all to read yourself, for you to see yourself, my family. So when you see people like Megyn Kelly, when you see them bad-mouthing or insulting Megyn, my family, I know it pisses you off. I can't tell you not to be angry. Because for me, I have seen it and I have been angry. I'm angry from what I've seen. I'm very, very angry. I'm pissed off. Yes. But you need to understand where this comes from. It comes from her racism. Don't let someone who is racist ever destroy or hurt your peace of mind. Never. And Megyn has experienced her fair share of negative press. You know, a lot of abuse, racism. She experienced it all. As a matter of fact, there is nothing fair about what Megyn has experienced. There is nothing fair about what Megyn has experienced. The thing is, if people were put through what Megyn has gone through, not many people, no one will be able to handle what she has had to handle. Now, this person, my family, Megyn Kelly, is someone who is very much a racist. And I'm saying that as fact. From the evidence that I've seen, she is indeed racist. And she has a history of making racist comments. However, I would like to ask you, I like to ask, this remarkable member of the squad called Camilline, please don't let it hurt you. Don't let it get to your head. Megyn is living a happy life. She's thriving. She's happy. And she's with her husband, Prince Harry, who loves her so much. And as you can see, people like Megyn Kelly are very, very jealous about it. They can't stand it. They can't stand it. And even when you look at her videos, whenever she talks about, Megyn, she makes a lot of views. Hundreds of thousands of views. And that tells you why she does it. Because it's profitable. Because it makes her money. My family, I'm just so sad about the hate campaign that has been waged against Megyn and Harry. I'm sad about it. However, people like Megyn Kelly should never get to your head. Someone who's racist, who hates you based on the color of your skin, don't give them the pleasure of getting to your head. Don't ever do that. Megyn is happy with a loving man, a loving husband who loves her with all his heart. And Megyn also loves Prince Harry. And Megyn is Prince Harry's wife. Prince Harry is Megyn's husband. And Megyn has all the right in the entire world, to call Prince Harry her husband. Speaking of which, I can even see, a video on Access whereby Megyn Kelly, titled like this, Megyn Kelly admits she bungled her first kiss with her husband. So it's okay for Megyn Kelly to speak and call her husband, but it's not okay for a black woman who married a white prince to call her husband. My family, that should tell you what you need to know about Megyn Kelly. So don't let it get to your head. Don't let it, cause you sleepless nights or piss you off. This is who, she is. This is what she does. Don't let her get to your head. Megyn Kelly is very much racist. I just feel sorry and sad for her children because, as you all know, racism is taught. Racism is taught. And when you see your mom being racist on TV, it does tend to, your kids will learn what it is and will probably end up like, their mom. And that's a sad thing, about racism. A very sad thing about racism. As Nelson Mandela said, no one is born hating another based on the color of their skin. Every single person is born with love in their hearts because love comes naturally to one's human heart. If you have been taught to hate, you can also be taught to love. And I love that quote from Nelson Mandela. But the thing is, people like Megyn Kelly are too far gone. They are too far gone. They were fired for making racist comments, and they're still making racist comments. And they're showing no signs that they'll ever stop. My family, hate will never win. Her insulting Prince Harry even on her podcast, on her video, it isn't going to piss off, like Harry or Meghan, because Prince Harry and Meghan don't even know who this woman is, probably. They don't know her. But somehow, they just want to make a living out of mentioning Prince Harry and Meghan's name. Megyn Kelly, you will never ever marry a prince. And it's high time you understand that. Someone said that her self-satisfied smirk says it all about Megyn Kelly. Now, someone said that if you don't like her, but still watch everything she does and still talk about her, then you are a fan. Someone said that, but that's just not it. These people are stalkers, and they're stalking Meghan, and it's high time that stops. Someone called Vat said that this person, Megyn Kelly, is so clearly jealous. So clearly jealous of Meghan. Someone said that if she's this mad at Meghan, then she should hear how Harry refers to her. The prince has the heart for his wife, and he never lets us forget it. Wow! Speaking of which, I love it when Prince Harry always calls Meghan like my wife. Prince Harry likes calling Meghan that, my wife, Meghan. And I love hearing him say that. But they just can't stand it when Meghan says it. How come? They feel like Meghan is rubbing it on their faces that she married a white prince, that she bagged a prince. Of course, yeah. Listen, Meghan is Prince Harry's wife. She is Prince Harry's wife. She's the mother of his two kids, Archie and Lilibet Diana. She has every single right in the world to call Harry husband 1,000,000 times, 2,000,000 times, every single day of her life, because that is the reality. No matter how much Karens are pissed off. Even someone called Vanessa said this, that the Karens are actually crying and losing their minds every time Meghan mentions Harry as her husband. Apparently, she's rubbing it that she got the prince. Meghan, keep talking about your husband, baby. We love it. Family, we love it, Meghan. Keep calling Harry your husband because he is your man. He is your husband. He is the father of your two kids, Archie and Lilibet Diana. That is who he is. And that is who he always be. No matter how much it pisses Karens like Megyn Kelly. Because indeed, Megyn Kelly is a Karen. And that is just who she is. Now, my family, someone said that I read that they are mad that she doesn't use his name. Like, they still won't accept she's his wife this many years later? As if being a husband is degrading or something. I hope she never stops calling him her husband. My family, I love Prince Harry and what he does, for Meghan. You know, I love Prince Harry so much. They can't stand seeing them happy. They can't stand. You know, the biggest revenge is happiness. The biggest revenge is smiling, is thriving, is being happy. That is the biggest revenge. And that is what Harry and Meghan are. They're happy. They're thriving. And may God keep blessing and protecting them. They just can't stand seeing them happy. And you love to see it. Let them keep being pissed off. My family, let them keep being pissed off. They don't want to acknowledge that Prince Harry is the only ginger who goes there every night and has had Meghan pregnant 3 times in the 5 years of their marriage. Haters don't want to know that. Prince Harry has heart eyes at the mention of Meghan. She owns that right. No one else. My family, I also want to remind you that Meghan suffered a miscarriage, you know, after the bullying of the UK tabloid press and the harassment that caused her so much emotional stress during her pregnancy that she lost her child because of the lies being spread about her by the farm. My family, never forget that also. But they have healed and they continue to healing. You know, to heal, because losing someone is always very difficult. You don't just heal over a day. It's a process which continues, you know, each and every single day. And may they continue healing from that. Someone called Lucia said this, that if I was married to Harry too, I'll brag about him all day and every single day. Everyone knows that Meghan got the better Windsor brother. And that's why the Karens are crying. My family, I love that comment. I love that comment. This is so good. Someone said that she always refers to her H as my husband. They can get mad as much as they want. I'm here for it. Thank you. My family, someone called Sia said that I have always suspected that they hate Meghan because she got the prince they fantasized about or wished would marry their daughters. Then a bashful black woman snatched him up. More like snatched her up. Because Prince Harry is lucky to have Meghan and Meghan is lucky to have Prince Harry. They are fortunate to have one another. And they have been through a lot. And their love has withstood so many trials. And they continue in thriving and being happy. And may God continue blessing them so much. My husband, someone said that. I love it. Meghan, keep calling Harry your husband as many times as you please. As many times as you want. These Karens, you know, should take their jealousy elsewhere. Or keep being jealous. Let them keep being jealous. Meghan is thriving. And yes, she sleeps next to Harry every single day. I also like that Meghan said that, you know, I was telling my husband in bed. I can tell you that pisses off the Karens. It makes them so angry when Meghan says that. A little reminder that Meghan and Prince Harry love one another. They live together and they sleep with one another. And they have 2 children, Archie and Libidana, the fruit of their love. So let the Karens keep being pissed off. My family, someone said that, you know, they were taught, people like Megyn Kelly were taught that black women and women of color are beneath them. Whenever we succeed, they take it personally. Case in point, Naomi Osaka. You know, how Megyn Kelly was going after her. It tells you what you need to know about Megyn Kelly. They just can't control the racism. They just can't. My family. They can't stand it. They're always dreaming also that Harry and Meghan separate. Always. Like every single day they dream. Oh, Harry's going to come back to the UK. You know, that's what they like to say. Oh, he's going to come back begging. And since that's not happening, they're getting even more and more mad. More and more pissed off. Well, let them keep being used to that, because Prince Harry is happy and they live in the US with their 2 kids, Archie and Libidana, and they're thriving and they have multi-million-dollar deals with Netflix and Spotify. And that means they will keep being richer, richer, and richer. And we are here for it. We love to see Prince Harry and Meghan happy. We love to see them thriving. And may God keep blessing and protecting Prince Harry and Meghan. We love them so so much, and may God keep blessing and protecting them. Now, my family, someone said that I heard they slept in the same bed and they kiss each other on the lips every single morning. These guys are gonna be really mad. How dare they do that? Someone said that. My family, they are so bitter, and you know, it just comes off as a Karen, so bitter at the fact that a black woman is happy with a woman that with a man, with the man that they had envisioned would only set his sights on someone who, is white. That's what they thought. And then Prince Harry fell in love with a black woman. And then they got pissed off, so angry. Then, within days of Prince Harry and Meghan's relationship becoming public, Harry had to issue a statement condemning racism against his then girlfriend Meghan. Prince Harry had to issue a statement against condemning racism against his then girlfriend Meghan. And despite all of that, my family, they have been through a lot once again. But I'm glad that they're happy. I'm glad that they're thriving. And may God keep blessing and protecting Prince Harry and Meghan. Someone called Joanne said this: Megyn Kelly seems like a bully to me. Can't she give it a rest and pick on someone else for a change? No one is perfect, including Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly is jealous, and indeed she is a bully. She is a bully. And she just can't stand seeing, black women in positions of influence, power. She can't stand seeing it. Well, get in line, Megyn Kelly. Get in line and get over it. Meghan will continue being happy and thriving. She must be miserable in her marriage, perhaps. And that's why she's so jealous about Prince Harry and Meghan's happiness. About the fact that, Prince Harry helps Meghan with the kids. Maybe she doesn't have that at her home with her husband and with her kids. Maybe she doesn't experience that. And that's why she's so bitter about it. Because she had Prince Harry, helps Meghan with the kids. And Prince Harry is great man. A great husband to Meghan. And they just can't stand it. Well, they should continue being jealous. Meghan and Harry will continue thriving. Always and forever. Someone called Lauren said this: I see why she was fired by 2 different networks. Horrible person. Someone called Lauren said that about Megyn Kelly. Someone said that this is obviously what happens when a woman is not happy with her own life. She ends up throwing hate to other women. I mean, Meghan talk to us about, how Prince Harry helps, how with the kids, with Archie, with Diana, and how Prince Harry is great. And clearly, Megyn Kelly doesn't have that. When you have so much hate inside of you, it's clear that you don't have love in your home. You don't get love in your home. And that's why Megyn Kelly is a miserable person who is angry that a black woman is happy in a position of influence. And also, about this dig towards Meghan that she's a commoner. She can't stand that Meghan has a title, Duchess of Sussex. She can't stand that. So she called Meghan, oh, you're a commoner. Why? Because Megyn Kelly, being a white supremacist, doesn't believe that a black woman should be in that position. She can't stand it one bit. Family, there is no problem with me with being a commoner even. But Meghan is not a commoner, first of all. She's a member of the royal family, Duchess of Sussex, mother, and also Prince Harry's beautiful wife, and the mother of his kids. My family, being a commoner is not a bad thing. You pay your own bills, you earn a living, you work hard to put food on the table for your kids. And my family, I have tremendous respect for those who do that. Even that person, outside of his home, selling vegetables to feed her kids or his kids, I have tremendous respect for that person. I have huge amount of respect for that person. I'll tell you who I don't respect. People who are making a profit from inciting hate against others. That is who I don't respect. And I don't respect Megyn Kelly. Not just because of her racist comments, but also for who she is. A jealous, bitter Karen who can't stand seeing black women positions of power and influence. Megyn Kelly, black women will continue to thrive. People of color will continue to thrive. The age of slavery is over. It's time that she understands that. I want to say, no wonder she was fired by 2 outlets. No wonder. No wonder she was fired by 2 outlets. No wonder. It tells you who this person is. Now, someone said that Meghan is not supposed to call Prince Harry her husband. This is ludicrous. The man who is on the show with her is just sitting there saying nothing. My family, because you're paid to hate, you're not there for your opinions. You're there because to sell an agenda. And the agenda that they have to sell is the hate for profit campaign against Meghan. And this evil person called Megyn Kelly will not succeed in waging hate against Meghan. Her plots will fail. Why? Because Meghan is living unbothered and living a happy life. And also, I'm happy that she watched and tuned into Archetypes. I'm happy about that. I mean, you're making Meghan a lot of money. So much so that for next season, I think Spotify and Meghan will have to renegotiate that deal and increase the money that they're paying Meghan. And my family, I like that. In that aspect, I love it. Just when I think about that, because the ratings for Archetypes are huge. The ratings for Archetypes are very, very much huge. The ratings for Archetypes are huge. And I love that so much. I love that so much. Family, so what do you think about this person? Camille, please don't let this person piss you off. Don't give her the luxury of, of you being pissed off. Don't give her that. You keep being happy and know this. Meghan and Harry are happy and in love with 2 beautiful kids, Archie and Libidana. And some bitter jealous Karens like Megyn Kelly are deeply unhappy in their life, so much so that they dish hate towards others because they are unhappy in their lives. Hate will never win. Hate will never win. Only love wins. My family, may Meghan, Harry, Archie, Libidana, and Dora Ragland continue to thrive. May God bless each and every single one of you. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Sussex Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil. And for that, I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Sussex Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart. And I wish you all the best. May you have a great, great day. And I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like, and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.